hard to capture, extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a convict and start killing. It's manifesting. The gods work like appliances, dealing in my psyche.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explained here, bringing you guys a discussion for Boruto Naruto Next Generations, the manga. And for anime only fans, this is the time of the month where a lot of the content on the channel is going to be spoiler heavy, so I thank you for your support. But with all that being said though, if you're still here, I'm assuming that you've already read the latest Boruto manga chapter and you're perfectly okay with me talking about spoilers. So I want to go ahead and have a very unpopular conversation with you guys, a very unpopular conversation. I'm gonna sound like the world's biggest hypocrite right now, okay? So I think we need to discuss whether or not just Naruto's transformation, but the transformations that we've gotten in the Boruto era right now, whether or not these transformations are far too powerful. And if we're being honest with ourselves, or at least me, getting power-ups is something that you expect in shonens. That is definitely something that you expect with shonen, but I really feel like when it comes to the Naruto series, one of the things that really made Naruto, especially the first part of Naruto, so damn special was the fact that not everybody had a special jojutsu, not everybody had a unique chakra mode or transformation that was lurking inside of them. And so you had it where characters like a Shikamaru, characters that relied on strategy and intelligence and just overall skill, were able to participate in the battles, and you had to have a lot more in-depth thinking on ways to get yourself out of a situation. And when you look at what we've gotten for roughly the last, I would say probably the last 20 chapters, almost all of the fights have come down to who's been able to overpower the other one. The closest that we've had where it's been strategy, there have been two fights. You had the Kashin Koji versus Isshiki battle, which was a strategy-based fight. I like that one. And then you had the Team 7 versus Boro fight, but that fight went all the way out the window once you had Boruto transform into Boroshiki, and once that happened, we all know what happened. I mean, Boro ended up getting fodderized. And the reason why I'm a little troubled by this is, you know, when you look at the way that Ikimoto draws, I've said it before, it's very Dragon Ball-esque. It's not Dragon Ball-esque in the sense that it's capturing all the brilliant things that Toriyama did right in a manga format, but more so you can tell there's heavy inspiration from it, and the fights have become very predictable. It's the same thing: glare, dash, punch, kick, Rasengan, dialogue, then rinse and repeat. And when you start looking at these transformations and this over-reliance on new transformations and new forms, I really feel like they're overdoing it right now. Like, let's look at Boruto, for example, right? Like, Boruto with this Boroshiki form, I think a lot of us would say that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Boruto ended up finishing off Momoshiki, and Momoshiki at the last second puts the karma seal on him. I thought that was unique. I thought that was unique because this was Boruto not asking for this type of a power. This power was being forced on him, and this power has a very real consequence because it's revealed that Boruto's going to lose his overall consciousness and he's no longer going to cease to exist. It's not like what you got with the Jinchurikis, to where, oh, if they lose too much control, if they lose the chakra tug of war, the Biju can take over and get free. This is something completely different right here. It's similar in concept, but the execution and the stakes are a lot higher than this. And Otsutsuki clan, when it comes to how they've been able to prosper and how they've been able to live for so long, so I'm fine with that one. But when you start getting into Naruto with this new nuclear fusion technique, to where as soon as Naruto touches you and Naruto is able to connect his chakra with your chakra, Naruto starts siphoning off your life force, Jesus Christ, that is overpowered, man. Like, that is dangerous. Like, that's one of those jutsu. I get it. That is so in line with what the Naruto franchise has done in the past, where a forbidden jutsu is a jutsu that harms yourself as much, or at least at the bare minimum harms yourself. And the most dangerous S rank jutsu or forbidden jutsu are the ones that harm your opponents as much as they harm yourself, like say the Reaper Death Seal. And so when you start looking at Naruto, it's very fitting that Naruto has a jutsu like this, and Naruto gets it when he's Hokage, similar in the way that his father had the Reaper Death Seal. I get that angle of what they're going for, but it does worry me that if Naruto has a power like this, and Naruto had the Sun Seal, and this new power is being compared to the Sun Seal, is it possible that a very popular fan theory actually comes true, which is there a possibility? And if this happens, I'm very worried that if Sasuke does get another Rinnegan, if that does happen, if that very popular fan theory does end up becoming true, does this mean that Sasuke potentially has a major power-up incoming as well, similar to what Naruto did, to where the actual powers that he's getting, not only are they going to be plot convenient, but they're also in a situation where they're just absolutely broken. It's almost to a point where it's not even fair. And I get it, when it comes to Isshiki, this is a completely different monster. And I'm at a point now where I don't want another unearned transformation. I don't want another situation of what you have here going on with Naruto right now, to where Kurama says like, hey, there's this new power. I've been studying nuclear physics behind the scenes. I've been around since the beginning of the creation of everything. I've watched every Jinchuriki get bust inside of or bust inside of somebody and procreate. I've seen all different types of things. Naruto, I know things. Kurama been smoking that good kush behind the scenes. I get it, but at the same time, I don't want another just hand-me-down power-up. That's not something that I want right now. I want to see, I don't care if it's the old cast, I don't care if it's the new cast, I want to see this new power be attained and worked towards. I'm okay if it's Boruto, I'm okay. God, I never thought I would say this. I'm okay if Boruto learns to master Momoshiki's abilities. I'm fine with that. I'm fine, because there's a huge trade-off. The more mastery he gets over Momoshiki's abilities, the greater risk that he's gonna get taken over. And once Momoshiki takes over his body for good, you have another rogue Otsutsuki that's running out there. Like, I'm okay with that possibility, but just a random Naruto transformation out of nowhere, Sasuke getting a second Rinnegan, I'm sure you can backdoor it in and soft retcon it. That's something that, especially since Kishimoto's taking over the manga right now, Kishimoto did a lot of that in Naruto in very subtle ways. A great example is how Orochimaru was stated to have left the Hidden Leaf Village when Minato became Hokage, but then we find out that a few years later it actually ends up taking place in I think 2011 or 2012, almost a full 10 years after that was even stated in the manga. You find out that this happened after the fact. So I mean, I'm preparing myself for a backdoor retcon because I'm a huge Sasuke fan, but I'll be the first one to tell you, Sasuke, Madara, Obito, they got a whole hell of a lot of power-ups and not all of them felt earned. But I also worry that there's going to be some plot convenient situation where some creepy old man shows up, touches Boruto and touches Sarada, they get super powerful, and the series ends that way. That's something that I fear a little bit. However, I want to know from you guys, how do you guys feel about this? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.